We're live.
Good deal. All right. I'd like to call the West Washington School Board meeting of 17th to order. The Secretary, we had a chance to review the Bank and Reconciliation Fund reports.
I have, Mr. President, and I would make a motion for its approval.
Have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Mr. Secretary, you had a chance to review the claims and transfers.
I have, Mr. President, I'd make a motion for their approval as well.
We have a motion. Is there a second? Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. You should all have a copy of the minutes from the July 20th board meeting, and Frank, you need a motion to approve those.
I move for their approval.
Have motions. Is there another second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Academic report.
Yeah, I got a couple things there. Just want to give you a little heads up to start of school. This is our 9th day of school so far for 26-27, and gotten off to a good start. Vibes throughout the building are very high, and the kickoff with the staff members was very, very good, well received. Group where I come in and talk to the staff, talked to the fact that I'm very excited about our staff members and what I think we can accomplish this year with our roster of very, very talented teachers and support staff. And it's kind of the way the whole day went, I think, and then kicked things off with open house, and things have been very smooth. Normal type of headaches with transportation and other things that you got to sort your way through, but navigated them well. And I think we're started off for a great school year.
Awesome.
Second thing I have is Dr. Gerges has requested some professional development time for the 7 through 12 teachers. And I did ask that we try to make it as less intrusive to the lives of our parents and our students. And so what they have requested is 3 days that would be synchronous days for the students in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we would have professional development. That decreases the number of days from last year and even more so than the year before that. And doing synchronous as opposed to asynchronous to avoid any complication with potential snow makeup days that we may have depending on weather. So those dates are the 18th of September, the 6th of November, and the 23rd of April. And I said that I would make that request on her behalf.
Very good. We have
I'll make a motion that we accept Mrs. Gerges' request that the superintendent just read.
very good. Have motions or a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Do we have any patrons?
No, sir.
The personnel report.
Yeah, you guys all received a personnel report. There were a couple of late additions that happened after I sent out the agenda to you, but we went over those in executive. It's a long list, but that's the start of the school year, so we're assigning department heads and sponsors and mentors and all those things. So most of them are Schedule B hires.
Very good.
Do we need to say what the 2 additional was, or just?
No, that'll be in the minutes. It'll be viewable in the minutes. They'll be on there as edited.
We'll make a motion, we accept the personnel report.
Very good. Have motions or a second?
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. All right.
The other thing under personnel report is you have a copy of the summative evaluation scores for all teachers and building admin. We always accept those at the meeting before we file them away and turn them into the state for the report to the state.
Need a motion to accept the teacher evaluations?
So moved.
Motions or a second? Motion and second. Any discussion? All those in,
I would amend it to include the admin.
sorry, and the building admin. Very good. All those in favor? Unanimous. Thank you. Anything under other?
No, sir.
Anything old business?
Yeah, we have Bob here. Update us. We had our big bond sale, and it's always interesting to sit through that and it's a little bit nerve wracking, but I think we ended up in a good place.
Did they all get a copy of this?
It was emailed to them.
Okay. Keith wanted me to go page by page, but I didn't think you'd want to hear it all, so.
Did you keep?
No. That's called an accountant's joke.
Probably start with the beginning of the process of selling the bonds. We had to go through the rating process. So we had conversations with Standard & Poor's, who rates municipal bonds, and had to answer some questions, have a phone call with them. The rating of the school came back as A stable. With the state's Intercept program, we're able to sell bonds at a AA+. And Intercept just means that if you forget the budget for debt service or don't make debt service, they'll intercept your state funds to make the payment. So that's why you get a higher rating there. But getting an A rating, first time really you've done this, I thought we did a good job of presenting the school corporation to the rating agencies.
Great.
Which is a whole full-blown interview. And it's a little interesting. You're online and they're asking you a lot of questions about the school, things you wouldn't suspect would be a part of the process. But it was a good meeting, and I think overall they were impressed with where we're at as a school, and particularly that we have some growth.
The A stable was very good rating. So if you want to skip, there's a page called Financing Summary, if you have that with you. We sold $5 million worth of bonds. We were able to get for your project fund $5,221,000. So the investors out there were willing to pay a premium to buy the bonds, which is normal in this market. So the $5 million, you only have to pay $5 million back. The interest rate on that is 5%. But because you got the premium, your final, we call it the arbitrage yield, was 3.9. So it's 3.9% over a 20-year period of time, which in today's market, one day could be 3.9, the next day could be 6.9. There's just a lot of craziness with everything that's going on in the Middle East and gas prices and inflation, but we were able to hit a good day. I think the following days it would have been a little worse, but we had a good day to provide the funds for the school. If you're interested, on the next page, it's called Final Pricing and Comparable Deals. There's two listed here. One priced the same day as yours was Frankfurt Schools up in Clinton County. Yours came in a little better. You can look at the rates to see that, but again, it was a good day for you. And then probably the last thing I'll just talk about is the investor orders and allocations. And what this shows is we sold $5 million of bonds. In every maturity, we had investors want those bonds. So we may have had 3 investors wanted all the bonds, so it was oversubscribed. That is what allowed us to get the premium. So you can see here who purchased the bonds. It was just a good day, and 5.2 million. I assume it's spent already, Keith.
It's not spent already, but with our resolution to go ahead and start our projects, a lot of it has been spent. Yes.
But Metzgerville Financial were the underwriters. Again, we had a good day. Congratulations on that, and hopefully it gets put to good use.
Great.
The one thing I do want to mention, and I think I kind of went over this in some communication with you guys via email, with the interest starting now and us not making payments until June, there is like some back interest. So there's going to be a short period of time where it looks like our tax rate goes up to around 30 cents. After that very first year, it'll go right back down to 28, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And I think we looked at some school corporations around the area. Even at the 31 cents, you're still the lowest or next to lowest of all the school corporations in terms of tax rate. So, and like he said, it's going to fall off pretty quickly after next year.
Sounds like success.
Went as well as to be expected, I think, with
Absolutely.
some of the chaos in the world today.
Very good. Thank you, Bob. Any other questions for Bob?
Oh,
County Joe.
appreciate it.
Have anything on new business?
First thing, this is part of the budget process. We want to publicize the 2027 budget. That's inclusive of the school bus replacement plan and the capital projects plan, and announce the public hearing. That'll be at our next board meeting. We approved that calendar at our last meeting.
So we need to make a
Make
motion
a
to authorize.
motion to publicize the budget for 2027.
Have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second, any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. How's the construction going, Mr. Nance?
It's going well. I mean, we had if I say the start of school, if there were any hiccups, it was trying to maneuver functioning school with that going on. We had hoped, at least in our previous meeting for our construction, that all of our main hallways that had the most concentration of classrooms were going to be completely done by the very first day of school. But when the kids showed up on Wednesday, they were still in the junior high hallway roof, and that wasn't ideal, but we managed through that for the 2 days they were there. Now they've moved off to the north. They should be done with all the roofing material by the end of August, and then they have to come back and do all the metal work. The metal work is like the curbs on the HVAC units, the exterior of the building. They have to put some metal on that then the flashing will clamp to. And this TPL roof does go up over the parapet wall, which will solve some of our problems where we were having some leaching of water behind that wall or within the wall. And so that's going pretty well. HVAC's up and running. The only thing we don't have is the gas lines run to them yet. And it wasn't a top priority, but those gas lines will be run as soon as everyone's off the roof. And then they'll be ready for the colder weather. Then paving, as we're hopeful, really hopeful that weather works out for us, but they're attempting to do all the paving areas over the fall break. And then in September, they'll start work on the softball press box. Trying to work on a finalized number because I do think there will be a little bit of miscellaneous funds, and we had a list of things, and then we had the track coach come and speak to us at one of our meetings about resurfacing of that. So I'm trying to get some quotes to see what might potentially fit in the remaining funds that we have. And I think we're just blessed that they're going to be a little bit of remaining funds. So hopefully we can check a few more things off of the list. And then the other project, the wastewater treatment plant, I have a updated meeting. We have regular monthly construction meetings on both projects. And they started digging the hole for the plant today. And they're going to start the micro piling this week. That is putting down deep foundational posts into the ground to help us deal with our karst soil that we have here in southern Indiana. And then it'll just be a matter of the package plant arriving. I think they have hopes that maybe in September they can have the thing up in the beginning stages of running, which is great because the deadline is January, and a lot of it has to do with that package plant and its arrival. So very hopeful that we're going to be well ahead of schedule. And then from there, we don't shut down the old system and divert it until we're for sure it's working properly. And then once that's shut down, we'll go to the demo phase of what's there. Once that's all pulled out, it'll all get filled in. And after a year or so of settling, we'll probably take and maybe do a little paving in that spot, relieve some traffic. The biggest thing is we're going to have an operating wastewater treatment plant that requires a little less maintenance than what we have right now with an aging one. And we're going to move that thing away from our event area for softball and football. And that would be really nice.
Good.
So,
Excellent. All right.
So when are they planning to remove the old plan? I mean, I know you say, what is their expectations? Sometime after the first year?
Well, they told me if it's done in September, they kind of thought that maybe they would start the demo if it's up and running as soon as football season is for sure over, so they're not causing any congestion issues with the events that we have. And for them, things slow down quite a bit, and the demo is going to be a lot simpler than what they're doing now.
Yeah.
So my hopes is it's all tied up by January. But we have to have a working system by then. That's in the contract.
Good deal. All right. We've had some donations.
Yes, we'll start putting this on the regular scheduled meeting approved, very similar to like we do to field trips. So those donations will be listed and they'll be given to our secretary, and he'll take a look at them, and board will approve them. That's guidance from State Board of Accounts for us to include that in our monthly meetings.
Very good. I'll make a motion to approve the donations.
All right.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
We said we do it like it doesn't matter who. He normally gets it in the packet, and he'll say he's reviewed it. But yeah,
I think his second's
we're all
good enough. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Very good. All right, Mr. Secretary, you have any fundraisers that need approval?
We did have some fundraisers that need approval, and I would make a motion for their approval.
Okay, we have motions are second.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Fundraisers are a go. How about field trip requests, Mr.
We
Secretary?
also had several field trip requests, and I would make a motion for their approval as well.
We have motions are second.
Second.
Motion second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous. Mr. Nance, is there anything under other
No, sir.
this time? All right. Any other business to be properly presented to the board? We're adjourned.
Well done.